There are big questions we've been asking for a really long time. Are we the only ones alive out here in space? And could Mars be our next home? As we keep getting smarter and making new discoveries, the idea that Mars might have life on it seems more and more likely. The planet's secrets are coming out bit by bit, which makes everyone wonder even more. Enter the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. It's one of the greatest discoveries of the space age. And guess what? It finally found something super important that could finally give us the answer we've been looking for. Discovery of a UFO and analysis of the potential origins of a strange UFO on Mars. Back in 2006, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter set off on a cool mission to check out Mars's atmosphere, terrain, and so on. With its fancy imaging gear, it managed to snap almost 7 million pictures of the Martian surface. But guess what? The real showstopper came in 2021, and this picture had strange parallel lines with berry-like dents. Imagine that on Mars. The world went insane, cooking up all sorts of ideas. Some thought it was Martians trying to communicate with us, while others dreamed up UFO crash sites. Others wondered whether the anomaly seen in those pictures could be a space rock or maybe a chunk of a spacecraft's heat shield that crashed. The idea that it could be a space rock, like a meteor, makes sense, especially since meteors usually leave special marks when they hit. Think about this crater on the moon called Messier A. It was made by a meteor that sort of gently bumped the surface, making these roundish dents. This gives us an idea of how a regular space rock might look if it comes into an atmosphere at a shallow angle, kind of like what happened in the Mars picture. But you know what? There's another possibility. Maybe we humans are involved in this. We've been trying to send all sorts of stuff to Mars, like robots and gadgets, but not all of them have made it there in one piece. Mars is kind of a tough place to land, so it's possible that what we're seeing is a piece of one of those robots that didn't quite stick the landing. It crashed, and what we're looking at got thrown out like leftover space junk. Quite plausible, don't you think? However, this next mystery might be a bit harder to explain. Birds on Mars. Do you remember when Neil Armstrong said, "The Eagle has landed" during the iconic Apollo 11 moon landing? Well, fast forward to a Mars photograph by the Perseverance rover, and people were wondering if this could have been a clue to something we hadn't considered. Yep, we're talking about birds on the red planet. Now, before you start picturing Martian pigeons and space sparrows, let's dive into the juicy details. The intriguing part is that Mars used to have water, and where there's water, there's a chance for life, right? Scientists have been digging around in the Martian soil, figuratively of course, looking for any signs of ancient microbes or DNA fragments. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some experts speculate that if Mars once had a civilization, they might have left behind a few flying machines like drones, but way more futuristic. Imagine a Martian version of a flying car zipping around the crimson skies. And hey, who's to say these bird-like objects in the pictures aren't remnants of those advanced contraptions? However, not everyone is convinced we're looking at Martian birds. Many space enthusiasts think these birds might just be cosmic dust playing tricks on us. Mars is famous for its rusty red hue, thanks to its iron-rich soil. So those specks of red could be caught by the camera and end up looking like birds in the snapshot. So are there really birds soaring above the Martian surface? Or is it just Mars having a laugh and teasing us Earthlings? While it's fun to imagine a sky full of Martian aviators, we might have to wait a bit longer for concrete answers. Perseverance is still exploring, digging up the past, and maybe, just maybe, finding signs of life, birdies or not. But what do the science experts think about these mysteries? Debate among experts. Scientists can't seem to come to an agreement. There's an interesting debate surrounding unusual sightings on Mars, ultimately causing a clash of views from experts in different fields. Astrophotographer Andrew McCarthy said he was skeptical and doubtful of the view that these sightings could have happened through natural processes alone. McCarthy's skepticism came from the first object's clear distinctiveness from the Martian landscape. On the other side of the debate, NASA geologist Bob Anderson attributed the object to geologic origins rather than an extraterrestrial crash. Anderson's perspective emphasized the importance of understanding Mars's unique geological features, such as Candor Chasm and Valles Marineris, and his explanation aligns with the known natural processes of the planet. But ultimately, the bottom line of this debate is the opinions of both scientists. As we dig deeper into discovering Mars and understanding its mysteries, we cannot downplay the environmental factors and natural happenings of the planet. The details of these recent formations and discoveries remind us of the complexity of extraterrestrial landscapes and how different they are from Earth. Also, the possibility of life outside Earth cannot be overlooked, especially on Mars, which has proven to be the most hospitable place to live among all the other planets. What do you think of these mysteries? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.